The voice from the grave. If you ever receive a message from someone who is already dead, do not reply, and whatever you do, do not answer the call. I learned that the hard way. 3 months ago, my mother died. The funeral was strange, quiet, rushed. I remember standing beside the grave as the coffin was lowered into the ground. Everyone around me was crying, but something about the whole thing felt wrong. The coffin stayed closed the entire time. No viewing, no final goodbye. Just a sealed box disappearing into the dirt. Eventually, life moved on. Or at least, I tried to move on. Until last night. I woke up suddenly in the middle of the night. My room was completely dark, silent. Then my phone vibrated on the nightstand. I reached for it, still half asleep, and looked at the screen. One new message. The sender's name instantly woke me up. Mom. For a few seconds, I just stared at the screen. My mother had been dead for 3 months. Maybe someone had her old number. Maybe it was some kind of glitch. Then another message appeared. Why didn't you visit me today? A cold feeling spread through my chest, because earlier that day, I actually planned to visit her grave, but I never went. Slowly I typed back, "Who is this?" The reply came instantly. "It's cold down here." My heart began to race. Trying to prove it was just a prank, I called the number. The phone rang once, twice. Then the call connected, but no one spoke. All I could hear was breathing. Slow, wet, like someone trying to breathe through dirt. Then another sound started. Scratching. Long, dragging scratches, like fingernails scraping against wood. I hung up immediately. My phone vibrated again. Another message. You left me here. Right then, I heard something inside my room. A faint knock. I froze. Knock. The sound came again, but it wasn't from the door. It wasn't from the walls. It was coming from beneath me, under the floor. Can you hear me? The knocking continued. Weak, slow, like someone trapped underground. Knock, knock, knock. My chest tightened as I stared at the floor beneath my bed. Then another message appeared. Please dig. Suddenly, thump. Something slammed into the floor from underneath. I jumped back. My phone buzzed violently. A photo had been sent. With shaking hands, I opened it. The image was dark and covered in dirt, but I could still see what it was, the inside of a coffin, and pressed against the wooden lid were 2 pale hands, scratching, trying to break through. Then another message appeared. I'm almost out. At that exact moment, I heard wood cracking beneath my bed. The floorboards began to split. Dust and dirt pushed up through the cracks. Then suddenly, crack, the floor broke open. A gray, rotting hand reached out from the darkness below. Then another. Slowly, something began pulling itself up. Her face appeared. My mother. But something was horribly wrong. Her eyes were completely black, and her mouth slowly stretched into a smile that was far too wide. She looked directly at me. Then she whispered in a dry, broken voice, "You should have visited." Suddenly, more hands burst through the broken floor, dozens of them, rotting hands clawing their way upward from the darkness, grabbing the edges of the hole, pulling themselves out. My phone buzzed again. A new message from Mom appeared. "Thank you for opening the grave." My blood turned cold. Another message appeared. "Now we can all come out." Before I could even move, phones started vibrating around the house. From the living room, from the kitchen, from upstairs, one by one. Buzz, 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 like dozens of notifications going off at the same time. And I realized something terrifying. Those weren't my phones. They were other phones, old phones, forgotten phones, phones that belonged to people who were already dead. More messages began appearing on my screen. Different names, different contacts, different numbers. But the messages all said the same thing. Can you?